A callback refers to situations where a customer requests that a cleaning company returns to address an issue that the original job didn't handle. Perhaps they didn't get out a spot, the technician failed. Maybe a spot came back. It could be due to odors from pets. Maybe some deodorizing was done and the odor has returned. Perhaps the customer thinks the cleaning company just didn't do as good a job as they should have. Those are the issues that can come up. And to address this, I'm pleased to welcome Kyle Kluth with Pinnacle Eco Clean in Rochester, New York. Kyle, welcome to the program.
Hey, thanks for having me back, Jeff. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. Kyle, I have to think, I know you guys run a great company there, but you've probably done a callback or two yourself.
Oh yeah, yep. You can't make everybody happy.
No, it's part of doing business. But what we want to focus on today are just a couple of points about how to handle the situation when that happens. So at the end of the day, the customer's happy, the cleaning company wins, everyone wins, and you still get those valuable referrals instead of a disgruntled customer. Let's talk about what you do there at Pinnacle. Can you discuss what you do to handle a typical callback?
When they call the office, we take full responsibility for any callback. So anybody, whenever they call us, there's a callback. It's like, oh, okay, we are so sorry. Let's get you booked to do a re-clean for this area that is your concern. We never blame the client. We never say, well, did you spill something else there? Don't ever say anything like that. We always take the blame and own up to it and go out and take a look at what's going on.
That sounds like a win to me. You get the call, you take care of business. Customer's always right, they say, right?
Right.
Um, what are some of the most challenging callbacks your company has identified? Are they spots, stains, odors? What is normal?
Yeah, every once in a while, there's spots and stains that might not come out the first time, or maybe they come out and then they wick back. That's a big issue, is a wick back. And those are usually taken care of pretty easily. Odor issues are definitely probably the hardest to deal with. I'd have to say it's an odor issue.
Yeah, I remember those days too. It's hard to guarantee an odor removal job, especially if the pet's still in the home or if you have to get down into the pad or subfloor as well. Let's talk about training. What kind of training do you do? What kind of systems or procedures do you have there at Pinnacle that helps the technicians to do the best work without those callbacks happening too often?
Yeah, do it right the first time. Usually don't get that many callbacks um, for spots that didn't come out on the first try. We don't usually get a lot of clients calling us and asking us, hey, I think you just didn't do a good enough job. Those are very few and far between. Most of the callbacks are going to be from spots that wicked up. And we actually educate our clients on that too. So after we're done, if we know that there was a spot that came out and it looks absolutely perfect, we'll tell them, hey, this came out, it looks beautiful, but don't be afraid to call us if tomorrow or the next day all of a sudden you see it again. Because a lot of times we find out from personal experience. I had a client a few years back that never called us, and she just thought that that's the way it was, that a spot was going to come back. And we're like, no, no, call us. So once we found that out, we were able to fix the issue for her. So we forgot to educate her on that last thing. But we always try to make sure that we do educate our clients, like call us if you get something, if something comes back, call us right away, and we'd be more than happy to come and take a look at it and try to get it out again.
You know, some companies, Kyle, I know have said that they don't want, when they don't hear from a customer, they feel it's all good, but it may not be. You don't want someone stewing over an issue, a customer stewing over an issue that you would like to address because you want them happy. One more point before we close. Let's make this up here because I'm sure Pinnacle has no unhappy customers. Okay, maybe they do. If a customer is impossible to please, you've been back two, three, four times to address an issue and it's impossible to make them happy. What's your philosophy on that? And share with what other companies might learn from what you might have been through in the past.
Three is probably the limit of the amount of times that I'll go back. If it's an odor issue, we have a policy that will come back once for no extra charge to clean the spot. If the odor is still not gone. It's hard with odor issues. You can't always smell once you get a deodorizer in the carpet, you can't always differentiate if the smell's gone or not because you have masking deodorizer on there sometimes. You get callbacks from them. That's unavoidable. So we'll come back one time, no extra charge. We did charge them extra for deodorization, but by the third time, we do apply a service charge for it. And if at the third time we can't get it out, then something else has to be done. If somebody's unreasonable, um, sometimes we won't go back the third time because we know it's not going to be worth our time. If somebody's really unreasonable, then usually we will offer to give them a complete refund for the entirety of the job because they're not happy. And but that comes with a little bit of a caveat that we're not going to do work for them in the future. So it does sever the relationship. Unfortunately, this does have to happen every once in a while. It doesn't happen that often because usually even unreasonable people we can kind of reason with a little bit and get them to see that it's not really our fault and it's not necessarily their fault either. It's just something that happened in life and we can reach some sort of agreement. But if they are, again, completely unreasonable, they're not our client. So we don't need to go back there and do any more service for them. That's our philosophy, though.
I mean, that makes sense. We don't live in a perfect world, so you're going to have customers that are hopefully usually happy with what you do, but the once in a while, very difficult to please customer that doing business with doesn't make sense. Kyle, thank you for this today.
Thanks for having me again. It was really great.